Thank you guys so much. I mean, honestly, none of this would be possible in my life without God. He's really turned everything around for me, and He's given me this mission and everything that I do. But this award truly, it belongs to each and every one of you who come out and spend just 1 hour outside of these abortion centers. We know that 10,000 babies every year, their lives are ended prematurely at 777 Apple Tree and at 12th and Locust in downtown Philadelphia. But the good news is we know that when you guys come and stand out there, even if you don't interact with the women, even if you don't hand out a blessing bag that we have prepared for you with resources and candies and a free ultrasound coupon and a handwritten note that's addressed to this woman to help her feel powerful and loved and appreciated at that moment, even if you don't hand out that resource, just by being present for that 1 hour, just by showing up and standing in front of this abortion center, we know that the numbers drop. Oftentimes when women are coming to these abortion centers, they don't want to have this done. They're choosing this out of fear. Fear that they don't have the money to care for these children. Fear that they don't have the community to support them in this mission. Fear that something will happen to them. Fear that their doctor has advised this abortion. Fear that their boyfriend or their spouse will leave them if they don't make this choice. And on the way there, they are asking, please, if there is someone out there, can you please send me a sign that I should do this or not do this? And when they walk by and they see someone there who has a beautiful, loving smile and is reaching out to them with compassion and with love, that is often the sign that they're looking for. And rather than walk into these places of death, where these children's lives are ended and these women's hearts and their souls are harmed for life, rather than doing that, they continue to walk. We have the stories. We have the stories of women who have chosen life, and then they have come back to us and they've said, thank you for being here. Because of you, I now have this beautiful child, and I can't imagine life without him or her. We have the stories of grandparents who drive by when we're out there praying, and they say, thank you so much for being here. If you weren't here that day, I don't know what would have happened to my grandchild. We know that these stories are true, and we know that through 40 Days for Life, there have been thousands and thousands and thousands of babies. This year alone, there are over 500 campaigns going all over the world at the exact same time. So even if you're afraid that you're going to be alone out there outside of this abortion center, you're not, because there are at least 500 people praying with you in unison at that very moment. How powerful is that? To know that you are not alone at that moment. And it's not a question of, I don't know what I would say, I'm not prepared for this, I don't know if I can make it downtown, I don't have the ability to get there. It's always available to us if we make the choice to do it. I guarantee you there isn't a single person in this room that is incapable of getting downtown for 1 hour during this 40 Days for Life vigil. I trust that each and every one of you are capable of doing this. And I guarantee you that 60 minutes of your time will be the most impactful 60 minutes possibly of your entire life. Because the possibility that shows up when you show up out there is that a life may be saved. And that particular life, that's not the only life that's saved. The children that come from that life and the grandchildren that come from that life. If you think back to your own grandparents, if somebody had aborted your grandfather, how many people would be missing today? Think about it. Every single one of these lives is precious. We know that. That's why we're here today. But it's up to you guys to step out and make the difference. 60 minutes. That's all we're asking for, 60 minutes. And you can do it. You can do it. When I look out here and I see all of your beautiful, amazing faces that light up, that have so much love and compassion and care for these people. I'm blown away. And I know that each and every one of you are capable of doing this. And I challenge you to do this. So what I want you guys to do is to meet myself and Patrick after this. And I want you to sign up for an hour. All right? Sounds good. All right. I just want to tell you one more story. So we all know about Ashley. Ashley had shown up to the Pro-Life Union banquet, and I had given a similar speech, and on that day she really felt like she was being called. Ashley had never prayed outside of an abortion center before. She got online, she watched the Sidewalk Servant videos, which are all available to all of you guys. They're super simple, quick videos put out by the Pro-Life Union, which give you advice on how to be when you're outside of these centers. And she came out for the first time scared to death. When she showed up there, absolutely nothing happened. She prayed, she handed out some things, and she went home. And then the next time that she came, she actually brought her children, and then of course we all know the story of what went down with Brian Sims. But if it wasn't for Ashley's courage, her willingness to step out and be there, we would not have had the attention that we received throughout the United States and actually internationally as well regarding this behavior of Representative Brian Sims outside of the abortion centers. We wouldn't have had the amazing rally that we did with pro-life speakers that came from all over our country to stand up for life outside of the 12th and Locust Planned Parenthood. We wouldn't have had the $100,000 donation that was received for the Pro-Life Union through the GoFundMe that Ashley set up. So all of these things happened for a purpose, and they all happened because Ashley decided to step out. I want to tell you one more story. There's an amazing student at Villanova who heads up the pro-life community there. His name is Dominic Seski. This guy comes all the way from Villanova to 777 Apple Tree, which is one of the hardest abortion centers to be out in front of. And he comes on a weekly basis by himself, and he stands out there as a single man, offering help, offering love, offering support to these women. And it's hard. I can see that, and I understand how it can be intimidating and it can be scary. And on this particular day, Dominic was showing up, and he had all of these negative thoughts. Why am I here? It's not going to make a difference. You know, this is just really pointless. Nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody's going to change their mind. Why am I wasting my time? But he still showed up. He was standing outside of that abortion center, and then he saw a gentleman walk in with his girlfriend, and then he saw the gentleman walk out. And he went up to him and he said, "Hey, I'm Dominic. Is there anything I can do to help you guys?" And the guy said, I don't really want her to do this, but she made up her mind, and so I'm just here to support her. And Dominic said, "If she was going to rob a bank, would you support her in that?" And the guy said, "No, of course not." And he said, "She is going to end the life of your child. You can't give up now. Go back in and ask her again. Go back in." And he said, "I've already asked her. I've been asking her for the past 2 weeks." And he said, "Look, you haven't asked her while someone is standing outside of the abortion center and praying for you while you ask her." And he said, "No, I haven't." So he went back in. And from the minute that he stepped away from Dominic, Dominic stood there and he prayed, 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 and he prayed some more. And then he saw the guy come out. And it wasn't his girlfriend, it was his wife. And the guy and his wife and the child in their belly walked away. Each and every one of you can be that person. I am not anything special. Dominic is not anything special. Ashley is not anything. Okay, Ashley is special. But each and every one of us have the same capacity to do this work. Doesn't matter what your age is. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what your skin color is. Doesn't matter if you're male or if you're female. Doesn't matter as long as you're willing to be present. The only thing I ask is don't show up angry. Just show up with love. If you can love, you need to sign up with me. Thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you.